I want to acknowledge that these are challenging times in the live event production industry, and we're all just trying to navigate and find our way. As you dive deeper into this virtual era as a technician, presenter, business owner, please know that you're not alone. Here are some tips and techniques from industry professionals to help you project the best image possible.
So part of it is we know that the engagement, meaning the things I read in a room when we're in person, those are all gone. So all the nonverbals, all those kind of things. But the trickiest part is what works in a room where people are making connections with each other and creating agreements with one another in the room. I get to watch that when I'm in a room. So I can watch the whole vibe of the room shift tone, even emotional tone. I can't do that through a screen. It's really, really hard to, and I'm gonna use the term everybody uses, like you're really good as a facilitator to reading the room. It's hard to read a screen. So if you think about it that way, it's a different beast right now to be able to be engaging and feel like I'm with them versus I'm on the other side of the screen. So that's one thing. The only other thing that I think is technology hasn't caught up yet with conversational tone through a screen. So people keep stepping on one another, and then who gives permission for who's supposed to go? Is the facilitator supposed to say, okay, you go, and I can't see their names, they can't see each other, they don't know who's talking. So I think that will go away once technology catches up with the active agent, but it's really different. We know the rule of thumb about making eye contact where the camera is. So let's say I ask a question, and it's the length of eye contact in my gaze, that I use to break the fourth wall, like the screen wall. So I will lean into a camera, I will stare at a camera, I will get closer so that they can see my eyes and see my expression. I do it on purpose. And I will use facial expressions that typically people can't see because of how their setup is. So I make sure that I have all the right things. I make sure that the lighting's right, the camera angle's right, and I have producers that help. That's on purpose so that they are getting an experience. I couldn't do it by myself in a normal setup. So I need somebody here with me. I need a technician. I need a producer. I need people in order for me to deliver to the audience what they feel is I am there with them. The other thing all has to do with tone of voice. So when I first went from live to virtual, I found myself screaming because I talked to project across a room, even with a microphone, and I realized I don't have to do that because the camera's like right there and the mic's clipped to me. So I had to actually regulate my tone so I sounded like a normal person and I wasn't yelling at people. So that means the warmth of tone I pay attention to now, and it's a way to really make people feel like we're close. Just like in any live event, making sure you're on the same page with what's behind the screen is super important. So the AV team that supports me, I don't care who it is, technically. I do care personally that we have enough of a relationship and understand each other, human to human, regardless of the content, before we can get into having full, what I'm gonna say, the harmony between tech and talent. So tech and talent harmony and chemistry is something I spend a lot of time trying to create, because if we're on the same page, if we're aligned, it makes what the viewer sees a whole lot better. I spend time practicing with the AV team. Like if I click my hand or if I make this gesture, that means advance the slide. If I need to go back, we have signals. Like all these things that weren't there before, but being on the same page with them makes all the difference in the world. It makes it look like magic to the viewer. Now here's what we all know about magic. Magic isn't really magic, it's work. Tech team, talent, magic, it's work. So I have to put in the effort, put in the time. So you as a facilitator, now you have a new challenge. Be up for it, because our clients expect us to do something. Deliver with the same quality and the same level of energy and engagement that we do live. They want that to happen virtually. So you got to do a couple of things. So first, you have to make sure you have all the right gear, and you need to know how to use it. And if you don't know how to use it, make sure you have a tech person that does know how to use it. So you need to hire a team. AV matters right now. Do not try to do this by yourself. That's ridiculous. Well, you know what you need to be focused on? You need to be focused on, just like in our live events, you were focused on delivering the content. You do not need to be focused on which button to press to make sure or the right image is showing up on the screen. That is not what the client expects. So make sure you have an AV team. The second thing is make sure that you are comfortable in the space that you're going to be in, because virtually it is totally different. You have very little footprint in real estate to move because the viewer can't take all this movement, so you have to be pretty static. You have to get comfortable in that space. Use your AV team to make sure you get good shot composition, that you look right when you stand up, that the shot composition is still okay if you decide to lean back or sit down. Have all those things predetermined. In other words, storyboard your presentation in terms of shot blocking. Make sure you look good. Make sure you're paying attention that in a way that the viewer would see you. Sometimes you have to have one of your AV team record you, then watch yourself back. It's just like any good game day footage. Look at yourself, and you get to decide. You're the talent. I actually don't like the background. I don't like this particular shot. It's not flattering for me, and I don't feel comfortable that that's the visual I want my viewer to see. So you have to be on the same page with your AV team. If you need an artistic director for a moment in time to set you up and get it right, if you need a technician, an operator, it is worth the investment to get this right the first time, because we're going to be in this space for a while, and why not? Let's use technology to our benefit in service of our client. That's what we're supposed to do, and don't try to do it by yourself. That makes no sense whatsoever. As a matter of fact, right now, there's a full crew, watch it, helping me do this for you. Why would I do it by myself? Because then I got to do that really awkward thing, like walk up to the camera and then turn it off. That thing you see people do that's like so unprofessional. Stop it.